Radio, Wham 1180 welcomes you to the Seniors Rock Show, presented by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. The Seniors Rock Show is a lively weekly discussion shining a bright light on aging with fun, entertaining, and important info for all adults. Join in with your comments or questions. Call 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, live from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Well, good morning and welcome to the show. I am Joanna, and I'm here with today's co-host, Jeff Flaherty of Wise Home Energy. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's been on the air for quite a few years, and you might have seen him on TV too with his handsome face. Hey, Jeff, good to see you.
Hey, Joanna.
Nice to have you here today. And if you don't know who Jeff is, his Wise Home Energy team are award-winning contractors with NYSERDA and, nationally known. And they've been fixing uncomfortable houses since 2010. So today, maybe you'll get an answer to what are your uncomfortable whys? So think about that. We are live. And for example, why is one part of my house colder than another? Jeff and his Wise Home Energy team have the answers, and we'll talk about that with him in a few minutes. And then we're going to visit with Peter Gordon from Indoor Air Professionals and continue our Get Ready for Winter talk and how to get the cleanest indoor air possible. He's the man for that. So then to tie it up, we've got an interview with actor TRIPP HANSON. TRIPP is featured in the cast of The Boy from Oz at OFC Creations Theater Center, and we scored a couple of tickets. We're going to give them away later in the show. Let's see what else we've got a lot going on, so I think we're just going to get to Jeff Flaherty right now, and again, the owner of Wise Home Energy and the founder of it. And I'm so happy he's here to be my co-host today, so you're going to hear him throughout the next hour. Thank you for being here with me, Jeff. And we want to know some things about getting ready for winter before the cold air does arrive. So say hello and let's get going.
Hey, Joanna. Thanks so much for having me here, and thanks for that introduction. I didn't know I could blush on the radio, but apparently I
I
can.
know. You can. You can do it anything you want on the radio. Actually, it's pretty cool. So anyhow, let's start with the first thing. Why are we, I guess I'm wondering now, we're closing up summer. I hate to say it, but what are some of the whys you hear at this time of the year, Jeff?
Sure, we're starting to get people that are maybe didn't make the corrections last winter, and they're getting ahead of the game. So we're certainly starting to see people call up saying, "Hey, it was cold last winter in my home, and now is the time to do it." And the first step for us is to figure out the whys of what's going on. So we certainly hear, the whys of the hot attic is going to lead to the same probably cause of the whys of the cold second floor in the wintertime.
Ah, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's interesting because my office is in the basement, and this particular morning it's warmer downstairs. And normally in the winter it's colder. So there you are. Things change in the house constantly. Um, so what are the things people can do to prepare for winter? What can you do to help us?
So there's a lot of things you can do to do it yourself. Just kind of looking around, checking everything over, making sure that the grading is away from the home, so that the water drains away. But we always recommend in New York State, it's a robust state for energy efficiency, and they have a no cost energy assessment available to all New Yorkers. And it's not a one-time assessment. You can get it. I wouldn't think you'd need it every year, but you could maybe get it every 3 to 5 years to verify what technologies have changed or what's changed in your home. It's a simple process, a one-page application, and a copy of your utility bill, and then you get a professional that comes out and can really look at your home and give you some unbiased uh, opinion on what's going on in the home.
That's awesome. And I've had Jeff at our residence, and he does have some really cool things. And I think that's interesting that you said you don't want to do it every year. You don't have to really, but that technology does change constantly. So it's cool to know that you keep up with that yourself and that you're certified with NYSERDA and all those good things. So it's very interesting to watch you do those things, folks. And he said again, free, right? No charge.
It is no
For
cost.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the assessment. So don't hesitate. And tell them right now, what's the phone number to call you at?
It's 585-270-5836, and you can call or text that phone number.
Yeah. So don't do it right now because he is on the air with me. But let's get to what can a homeowner do to make sure that their heating system is ready for the winter, because we'll talk about that with Peter later when the furnace goes on, you get that weird smell. We're going to talk about clean air later, but tell us a little bit about what else we can do to get that ready or make sure it's okay.
Sure. When we come into the home and do an assessment, a lot of times we're opening up the furnace to get the data plate of information for the model and the make and year and the efficiency of it. And we look and we can kind of see that it hasn't been serviced. Sometimes we see moisture problems that have gone on for years, and if they're not caught early, then they cause long-term problems. So just a clean and tune, to have someone go through and check the operational components, the safety components, and give it a visual look over to make sure it's working properly. And we also use a combustion analyzer to make sure it's operating safely. And so normally for Wise Home Energy, that's $129 for us to come out, but we wanted to offer our listeners today a deal for $79 will come out for a fall special. So just give us a
Very
call.
nice.
It's first time offer, first time client of Wise Home Energy, give us a call and we'll come out and check it out, make sure it's operating safely.
All right, we're going to give you that phone number again, too, in a few minutes. But all right, I know there are, like, as I said, there's a lot of new stuff all the time. So, what are the hot products now for home efficiency, Jeff?
So so we certainly have the high efficiency furnaces that are going to be around for a long time, even though the powers that be are looking to electrify homes. But we do have these energy efficient air source heat pump heating units, cooling units there also, and even on the water heating side, there is a heat pump water heater that is quite efficient. So you're able to get rid of gas to that device. It also dehumidifies. It's typically in a basement application, so it can help dehumidify a little bit for
Hmm.
no cost on that end,
Wow.
and more efficient, and it has a better warranty than a typical natural gas storage tank. So, and then there's tax credits and local rebates with the utilities. So,
Yeah.
quite the incentives to move forward with efficient products these days.
Yeah, and another reason to call you because you keep up with that. Again, I don't think if someone just, has someone come over and install some equipment that they're going to say, "Oh yeah, guess what? You can get NYSERDA, a rebate and save a lot of money." So, folks, that's one of the reasons that Jeff is the person to call at Wise Home Energy if you just tuned in. Now, in fact, I know you do presentations nationally at conferences on building science topics. That yeah, I know you're a geek that way. You
I
don't look
am.
like I don't mean you look like one, but you are one. I know you're like you're an engineer type, right? Sorry,
Yes,
folks.
I'm a geek.
I know now I'm gonna get in trouble. They're gonna start calling. But anyway, what are you gonna be talking about at your next conference?
So I have a conference up in Lake Placid in September.
Oh, I
It's
love it
the
up
first
there.
time I've been to this conference. It's a closed conference, but I was invited to do a few presentations. So it's called NISCA and NYSWATA. So it's New York State Community Action Association and also the New York State Weatherization Association. And I'll be doing two presentations. One is on improving mobile homes, modular homes. They're an often overlooked category of housing, and they have higher energy demands, and they can be improved. And we have proven processes. So excited to be presenting that. Hopefully, can make a lot of changes in the state by educating a bunch of folks across this great state to go out and fix those homes. And then the other one is called Work That Failed. Is this building science? And that's really more of a deep dive into some of the jobs we get called on. We get called to go fix other contractors' work. They just recently had work done and no one can seem to find out what the problem was or the original problem wasn't solved. And so it's kind of a deep dive case study into three or four particular projects that we've worked on where they had recently had efficiency upgrades and we had to kind of unpack peel back the onion and kind of figure out the root causes and correct the problem, and we were able to do that. So it's neat to show that with a little thought and a little diagnosis, we can provide the results that the homeowners demand and should have to have a durable, comfortable, safe home.
That's excellent, and I love that you do the education because it's so important. You're not just doing the working, going home. You really are involved in this, and you really, as you said, that deep dive thing or whatever it's called. But it helps everybody. It helps everybody that you work with, and it helps, overall, as you said, teaching people that are in your industry how to do these things. So thank you for all that stuff you're doing for the community. It's pretty
You're
cool.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
And tell the folks again, what's your phone number and the email? We'll do it again later or your website.
Sure, it's 585-270-5836. Procrastination gets us all, but really just taking action and getting us in the home to look at the home. I mean, there's just things we can, if we can't fix it, but it's a problem, we're going to point you in the right direction. And I think we'll point you in the right direction when Peter comes on later in the show. So not everything we do, but we want to diagnose and offer you the right solution.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned. There's more ways to keep your home performance top notch and breathe easy with Indoor Air Pros Peter Gordon coming next. Stay right there.
Hi, this is Shayna Zazzaro, owner of Effortlessly Healthy Meal Delivery Service. Preventative health screenings can help find diseases early when they are easier to treat and may help prevent some diseases from occurring in the future. So be sure to never miss your physical exam with your doctor. There's a reason that they do these. They're important to check your overall mental and physical health. From your blood pressure to your blood tests, your doctor needs to review all of your information to make sure that you can live as long as possible. But did you know that the healthier you eat and the more you move, the better your physical exam will be? Here's a fun fact for you. My 93-year-old grandpa has perfect blood work and lives alone thanks to his effortlessly healthy meals.
This motivational minute is brought to you by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. Enjoy fresh, chef-prepared meals delivered to your door with weekly changing menus. Visit ehmeals.com and live effortlessly healthy.
Hey, welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio. I'm Jeff Flaherty from Wise Home Energy. I'm co-hosting today with Joanna Palvino. Our first guest is Peter Gordon. Peter is an indoor air specialist and founder of Indoor Air Professionals. Now, both of our companies sponsor the Seniors Rock Show to give back to the community, and we're really on the same page when it comes to fixing uncomfortable homes, making them healthy, and improving the indoor air quality. Now, making people's lives healthier and more comfortable is a nice profession to be in. So Peter's expertise is getting cleaner indoor air. So as we get ready for the change of seasons and closing our windows again, we asked Peter back to remind us about the health benefits of clean indoor air. Welcome, Peter Gordon.
Hey, how you doing, Jeff? Great to talk to you again and be on the show and see if we can educate some people on how to be healthy while you make them more comfortable and energy-wise. So,
Absolutely. Hi,
yeah,
Peter.
it's
It's
awesome.
Joanna. I'm
Hi,
here
how are
too.
you?
And
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I love how your salutation is, if people remember what that is in an email, it says helping you breathe easier. And so I wanted to get started on the questions because they are important. And we've been through this a few times, but the last time you were on, you shared some of the summer challenges with indoor air quality, Peter. What about the cold months? What challenges do the coming months present? We just talked about that with Jeff about some other things.
Yeah. Well, the colder months present the in-your-face reminder that your ducts are dirty. So what happens somewhere between late September and early October is the temperatures will drop as they do every year. We've seen this for 32 years since we've been in business. And then you turn on your heat for the first time and it stinks. And what that is that's the dust, which we know is the 50 million dead skin cells per person per day that settles on the heat exchanger over the summer and it makes that foul smell. Now, after it kicks on for day 2, that smell goes away. It burns off, but it's only the tip of the iceberg of what's lurking down into the ductwork, which is, of course, besides the 50 million dead skin cells per person per day, we call that the gray duct fur. There's all the construction debris from the original construction, 25 to 35 subcontractors. There's no way to keep the system clean. Any remodeling, pollens and dirt from the outside, because we open our windows on those nice days that don't need cooling or heating. Oh, and the list goes on. If you have pets, they shed, and there's lots of ways to make a duct system dirty.
Yeah. Okay. You make that very clear, and I saw it firsthand with what came out of our air ducts when you guys did them. So let's talk about the main causes of indoor air pollution. You just covered some of them, but what other things happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've covered the main things. What people don't remember is that we, the people, are probably the worst culprit, because they go, why is this gray fur already building up after 3 years? So that's an answer to another question. Once I clean my ducts thoroughly, and I mentioned thoroughly because most duct cleaning systems, technology only cleans 40 to 50% of the stuff out of the ductwork, while we get 95 to 99% out. That's why we get health results. Those skin cells, along with construction, there's pollutants from the outside that come indoors, pets.
I see Jeff with his hand up. I hate to interrupt you here, but we have another question, and it's an important one.
Well, Peter, I offered our show listeners a discount today, so I was wondering if you could offer our show listeners a discount.
Oh,
today.
yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course we will. Yeah, so if you're a listener and you call today, or even during the week, that's fine, as long as you call that right extension, the extension 303, you can save $175 off your duct cleaning.
That's awesome. Thank you, Peter. I know you extended that for our listeners. That's terrific. And folks, he'll even send you the list of the pricing, so you're really getting a good deal here. It's $175 off for new customers, right? What about the Healthway air purifier? Can we get something from that?
So that, once again, it's 40 times more efficient than HEPA filters, and they're amazing. And of course, we have a deal on that. So for the portable that covers 1,200 square feet, you can save $350. In fact, one listener last week on your show bought 4 of them, and so she's sending one to Florida, one for her sister in Pittsford, and 2 for her in Hemlock or Springwater. So they're amazing. We've been placing those for over 25 years now, and they're just great units. And then there is one that hooks on your furnace, and that one you can save $500 off.
Hey, Peter, thank you so much. I love that you come back and you remind us, because, folks, clean air is important, absolutely. And it's very important for your breathing, for your family, for your pets, all of these things. Peter, tell them what your phone number is. I'm going to tell them. Let's do this. 585-427-8020. We're going to news now, but this is big news. So 585-427-8020 for Peter. He will be available today. It's Saturday. Give him a buzz before winter comes. Thanks, Peter, for joining us.
And extension 303. You can just press 303 as soon as the attendant picks up.
Excellent. Yeah, and you really talk to
right
Peter. It's amazing. He's a real person. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your day, Peter. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
And folks,
you too.
Please stay tuned. We have TRIPP HANSON coming up, and he has some interesting information about being on the stage.
Hi, this is Shayna Zazzaro, owner of Effortlessly Healthy Meal Delivery Service. Aging is challenging, and changes to sleep patterns are a normal part of the aging process. But sleep problems can affect your health. Not getting enough sleep can lead to trouble learning, solving problems, poor balance, coordination issues, mood changes, mental health issues, forgetfulness, changes in appearance, and weakened immune systems. Not to mention higher stress levels, unfortunately, weight gain, and more. So shoot for a nice routine. Losing sleep will often happen with age, but a midday nap can be the perfect solution for you to catch up on your sleep. Plus, who doesn't love a good snooze?
This motivational minute is brought to you by Effortlessly Healthy Meals. Enjoy fresh, chef-prepared meals delivered to your door with weekly changing menus. Visit ehmeals.com and live effortlessly healthy.
Well, welcome back to this rock and roll station here in Joanna. I'm the host, and Jeff is the co-host today. And you're listening to Seniors Rock Radio if you just tuned in, and we're welcoming now our next guest, and his name is Tripp Hanson. He's an actor playing Peter Allen's manager, D. Anthony, in the upcoming Boy from Oz at OFC Creations Theater Center. The Boy from Oz, if you don't know, tells a story. It's a funny, heartbreaking, true story, actually, of singer-songwriter Peter Allen, and he became Liza Minnelli's husband after meeting her mom. Guess who? Judy Garland. So Tripp is a proud senior. I've been told, and he's worked with Peter Allen in person. So and he's also performed on Broadway, and he's seen or being been not seen been on stage in all 50 states. That's pretty incredible. His credits include Crazy for You, Kiss Me Kate, and Thoroughly Modern Millie. And that's only a few of them. I only had time for a few. So Tripp is not only featured in The Boy from Oz here in Rochester, but he's also the show's tap choreographer. That was a mouthful. You'll see him in several other performances in this year's Broadway and Brighton series. And um, I guess his characters are mostly older character roles. So that's interesting too. And I welcome you now to the show, Tripp Hanson.
Well, thank you, Joanna. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I had a lot to say about you. You sound very interesting, and
You
um,
did.
I, I
Well, I've
I'd
lived a
love for
long
you to
time.
tell us about this. I'm sorry.
I said I've lived a long time. There's much to tell.
There you have it, and we love that on Seniors Rock. So we'll start at the beginning, and then we'll get into some of the other things. But tell us about your role now with as Peter Allen's manager, D. Anthony, in the show that's coming up, which is the premiere show, I guess, for this Brighton Broadway and Brighton series.
Yes, it is. It's our the first show of our new season at OFC Creations, and D. Anthony is well, he's sort of the motor, the engine that takes Peter Allen from being just this sort of small small career, like a cabaret kind of career, and suddenly sort of thrusts him into these larger situations. He was responsible for getting Peter Allen into the Copa, which really put him on the map in New York City, and then got him into Radio City, had him do a concert at Carnegie Hall, and all of these, of course, were recorded back when we made albums of live performances. And it really, and then finally landed him at the top of the heap at Radio City Music Hall, dancing with the Rockettes, and the rest is history. But that was
Wow.
D. Anthony. He was really responsible for sort of supercharging Peter Allen's career.
Very cool. Hey, Jeff has a question for you.
Hey, Tripp, thanks for coming on the show. You've worked with Peter Allen. What was that like?
Well, you know what? He was just a great guy. He came from pretty humble beginnings in Australia, and I think that was truly a part of his persona. He wasn't fancy by any stretch of the imagination. He was certainly successful, and he certainly knew that he was famous, but he was also one of these, he was like a real guy. So when we were in the rehearsal room getting ready for the show that I did with him was the Easter Spectacular at Radio City Music Hall, he would go to work just like the rest of us, trying to get the steps right and trying to remember all his own lyrics. And he was just a really great guy, really generous too, because at the time, the group that I sang with, the Manhattan Rhythm Kings, we were relatively unknown, but he had seen us performing in our act with Tommy Tune and liked what he saw and invited us to join him. So I think he appreciated talent and liked giving us a shot ourselves. And yeah, really nice guy. Really fun to be around.
Yeah, what an incredible experience. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Now
it
I'm
sure was.
excited. My mom's gonna go see the show. She's got tickets already, and you've performed in all 50 states, which is amazing. Now, what's brought you to Rochester, New York?
Excellent question. The short answer is my husband. He lived in Rochester for about 15 years before 2008. But the longer version of that is that we were living out in California, and he has two grown sons, Brian and Ben, and they both live in the area. And we were out in California during COVID, and that separation really brought to a fine point the idea that we really wanted to feel closer to our family. When we moved out to
family
California,
first. That's what we say here, Trip. Good thing.
That's exactly right. And it became really clear. We had two grandkids when we went out there. By the time we were out there for a few years, we had four. So it was just time to be closer to them and to get to experience the soccer games and the dance recitals and all the things,
All the things. How awesome. And I'm wondering if you teach them any tap dancing, because I know you're the tap choreographer for the show. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering, what brings you joy in teaching? It sounds like that's a part of your life as well.
It's been such a beautiful opportunity, thanks to Eric Von Johnson and what he and his team have created over at OFC Creations. Is there's not only this fantastic, theater and this Broadway and Brighton series, but there are classes for kids and adults of every stripe and color. And working with the kids, you get to have an impact. You get to see the fruits of your labor. And one of the things that I love is not only teaching them about theater, which is my background, but as we grow older and we mature, we begin to appreciate that life is also a creative endeavor. We're not just here to live the same life year after year over and over, live the same life 90 times, right? We're here to keep creating and growing. And I hope to impart to these kids not only that theater is a great avenue for building self-confidence and self-expression and taking on different roles and seeing life through different lenses, thanks to, the playwrights and the creators of theater, but also to understand that you get to grow and change throughout your life. And
all right, there's that
music,
really Trip. I have to cut you off here, but I am looking forward to meeting you and seeing you in the show myself. Folks, if you'd like to see The Boy from Oz and you're feeling lucky, you could better stay tuned because we have a pair of tickets to give away. But I want to thank Trip Hanson. He's wonderful, and I can't wait to hear more about your story and how you play in the show. We're looking forward to The Boy from Oz running September 12th through the 29th in the Broadway and Brighton series at OFC Creations Theater Center on their main stage. It's appropriate for ages 13 and up. You can get your tickets at ofccreations.com. And you can also stay right there because we have more right after the break. Welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio. And as we get ready to close, I'm going to ask folks if they've been listening to tell us what they like about the show. In fact, the third caller that tells us what they like about the show is going to get 2 tickets to The Boy from Oz. You can call us now, 585, excuse me, 585-222-1180. Pam will answer. You don't have to be on the show, but she will take your information. Again, the third caller, and it's already ringing, that would like to just share something they like about the show. I don't care what it is. Just give us something. Makes us feel good. And you will get 2 tickets to go and feel good yourself at The Boy from Oz. And that is playing from the 12th through the 29th at the Broadway in Brighton series at OFC Creations Theater. And so the third caller, and we will tell you who that is in a few minutes. Jeff, it's been great having you on the show. It's always fun to have you here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, after Labor Day, all of a sudden we get into football season, and
Yeah.
in fact, my nephew CJ Flaherty is a star linebacker with Aquinas, and he texted in about the $79 clean and tune for the furnace. He wanted to get it, and so maybe he wants to get it for his parents. But
I was going to say,
it,
hopefully he's a listener too. No, I'm
yeah, I
kidding.
think he is. I think he is. So, but it just reminds you, get outside, the fall season,
Yes.
support the kids playing the sports. It's fun to get the fresh air and get them moving around, and we get to watch and encourage them. And then we got the big stage, right? We got the Buffalo Bills opening
Oh, yeah.
game Sunday. So
Yeah, maybe CJ has his eye on the big stage there. So good luck to you, CJ. I think that's fun. I love going to see the kids play sports. I miss that. We have a few little ones that are almost ready to play sports, but yeah, we have volleyball. Our grandson Tyler does volleyball. That's fun to watch. And but yeah, we're not out watching football or lacrosse right now. So um I guess when football happens, Jeff, I don't know if you know this, but that's the time I take to myself. John goes and watches the game with his dad, and I get to have my alone time, I call
hey,
it.
that's good. That's good. We all need that. We all need some
Although I get
little
jealous.
private moments, right?
Yeah, I get jealous because I want to have that kind of, everybody's so excited and getting their jerseys out and all that. I just don't have it. I don't have the feeling. So anyway, everybody has their own thing, right? And one of the things I just wanted to mention again, folks, Jeff's given us this deal, 79 for a home assessment, is it?
79 for a clean and tune on your furnace.
Clean
The
and
home
tune, a clean and
assessment is
tune.
no cost,
That's
and
right. So
really
you could
now's
get
the time.
both. You could get
Yeah.
both. Yeah,
Well, you
right?
get no cost
Yeah.
assessment, and you could get the $79 clean and tune, and you want to get ahead of the game. Plan now, because it's going to turn quick, and we get very, very busy. So give us a call, 585-270-5836.
Okay. And I know so I think that folks, if you do that soon, that's a good idea. Number one, you're going to save the money. But number two, I know Jeff gets busier as we close up, just like Peter Gordon with the clean air. That's what we do. We close the house up and then we were like, hey, we need some help here because it's cold. So call Jeff. Thank you again for joining us today. And he's right. This is get out of the house time. It's cooler. It's nice out. The Clothesline Arts Festival is happening today, Jeff, and that's from 10 to 5. And that's right at the Memorial Art Gallery, a lovely place to go. And if you like garlic, head out to Webster because they're having a Webster Garlic Festival at the Town Rec Center today and tomorrow. So I think that's fun. And there's lots of ways to use garlic, that's for sure. Do you like garlic?
I love it. I love it. I like to roast it. Yeah, it takes a little
Yeah.
time, but roasted it, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can really
Makes
do
it sweet.
anything you want with it after that.
Yeah, it makes it sweet. I see, wait a minute, I'm trying to see. Did we have a winner here? What? Let's see.
We
Oh,
have a
there it
winner.
is. Yes. Congratulations to Linda. She's our winner, and she listens every Saturday. That's awesome. And she loves the new Showtime and how positive it is. Thank you so much for saying that. You deserve those tickets. And keep listening and tell your friends about the show. Thank you so much, Angela. And I'm trying, this thing keeps rolling on me. I can't read it fast enough. Angela. I'm sorry. It's not Angela, Linda. I was the chat was rolling too fast there. Linda, congrats and enjoy that show. They'll be sending those out from OFC Creations. And what are you going to do this weekend, Jeff?
Well,
Watch
I think I'm
football.
going to get outside, no matter how the weather. Sometimes those cool changes, we're going to just, bounce back and forth, and maybe get down to that Clothesline Arts Festival, or maybe get out to the Garlic Festival out there.
Get out. It's healthy, that's for sure. And we'd like to remind folks of that. Please join us next week, too. And we're going to have guests. Anne-Marie Cook from Lifespan will be with us. And a gal named Gianna, who is an expert from Agape PT on Parkinson's and physical therapy. Now, we're all in this thing called Aging Together, aren't we? And we hope that the show helps you to realize that. We bring you great advice from experts on living your best self every week, even when it's just putting one foot in front of the other. So we're here for you. We believe in you. And one thing we know for sure, seniors rock.